gonna start off with,
I've got
okay, go ahead. The usual, who's new, what's new, where's new? So, if anybody is a new member or just visiting for today, or if you have something to say you wanna say, come on up and just say your name. We're recording this, we're not Facebook Live today. We're gonna record it and then we're gonna post it on our website. So this way, if you don't remember something or whatever, you don't have to go look for it on Facebook. We're going to be on our website. Tomorrow he's gonna put it up. Yes.
I want to read this.
Yes, so come on up. We have a really nice review that was written for, if you guys were here last month, Carrie Evelyn. Somebody went online and bought her book and gave it a really nice review. So we're one of our members.
So this is Deborah Simpson. Is Deborah here? I don't think so. She said, reading this book is like a vacation for your mind. After attending a lecture from this author from my writing club in Florida, I was intrigued to read her first book. Even with her busy lifestyle, she manages to write, and I thought there may be hope for me. And she gave it 5 stars. So, don't forget.
Thank you, Deborah.
I don't have it in front
I
of me.
think
It's something on ice.
is that the one on ice? Or first one is something on the coast or something. Love on the rocks or something like that.
I don't know.
That's her
But
first
it's
one.
Carrie Evelyn. You can
Anyway, Carrie Evelyn.
do a
she
search
was-
by Amazon.
Yeah.
So she just wanted to thank Deborah, and it's just a general reminder for people, if you read your friends' books and you like them, don't forget to give them a good review because it helps
Right.
everybody.
Please grab a ticket and sign in, and an agenda. Okay, thank you. All right, anybody else would like to say something? Come on up. Stand right over here.
Man.
All right.
All right, I'm new. My name is Monica Dubois, and I write a blog currently. I'm trying to collect my writings for a book eventually, maybe 3. But yeah, I just signed up this week, and Joanne told me about this meeting yesterday, so
Here she is. All right, very good.
Welcome.
All right. Anybody else? Come on up. All right. You're gonna stand right here. I think right in front of the T is perfect. T for turtle, yes.
My name's Maureen Johns. Actually, it's Maureen Johns Howell. You can thank the state of Pennsylvania for the last name. I started to go to Jim Nelson's sail classes, Seniors Adventure in Learning. And then the pandemic hit, and I had ideas, and then I saw Inspire. They're holding, Mr. Massey is holding for the May, June, July, and August, the second Tuesday of the month over at West Melbourne, and I joined in May, and he was like, this might help, so here I am.
Sorry. Thank you. Hang on a second, guys. Yeah, this is my president. There you go, Angie. All right, that's great. Okay. So if anybody wants to buy a Scribbler's book and an agenda, they're $10 each. Okay. And they're anthologies. They're very similar to the Writers Guild anthologies. They're just a little bit different. Different artists.
Some of the same people.
Some of the same people, yeah.
a little bit
Some people are a
crazier.
little bit- Yeah, maybe. All right, anybody else have anything? Come on up. Again, you're gonna stand in front of the T.
Between the T and the F.
Over here-ish.
Right there, yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
Well, hello, I'm Regina Kier-Reed. I've been a member a year because I just got the automatic renewal thing on my computer. So I'm very happy. I've learned a lot here. And while I've been here, one of the things I've done is, I don't want to say it's my biggest achievement, but the biggest achievement in recent years is I finally got my book published. And so, it's been on Amazon since March 18th. It's actually doing better in Britain than here, but
Oh.
I almost expected that because it's a story about England.
All right,
So, so I'm well pleased with that.
that's great.
And what else about it?
What's the
It's
title?
the title is Heels Down Hall, Adventures of a Working Pupil, and I'll just read you the little blurb. Says, horse crazy 17-year-old Alexandra Goodwin's secret ambition is to become an international show jumper. In order to pursue her dream career with horses, she makes a deal with her parents. If they allow her to delay college for 1 year and sign on as a working pupil at Heelsdown Hall, a renowned English riding school, Alexa promises to obtain the British Horse Society Assistant Riding Instructor Certificate, a globally recognized teaching credential. During the turbulent summer of 1967, Alexandra leaves the genteel Old South and is transplanted deep into the heart of England. She suddenly finds herself living in Dickensian conditions in a strange and unfamiliar, sometimes humorous, and definitely non-Disney world. While Alexandra learns how to train horses and teach riding, she experiences the thrill of cross-country jumping and competes in horse trials, but can she pass the exam and keep her promise to her parents? And so the genre of this is teen and young adult fiction, equestrian fiction.
Perfect.
And I think I
Thank
gave you a copy.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh.
Did you submit that to go on the website?
Not yet.
Okay.
I shall do it this week.
Yeah, with a TED shot and about 100 word bio.
Okay.
And he'll get that on the website.
And soft cover, and is it Kindle too?
Yeah, is it in Kindle too? Is it an ebook as well?
Regina.
Pardon?
Is it on
Oh, yes, it's-
ebook as well?
It's an ebook,
Hardcover and paperback.
Yes, that's
Perfect.
Oh, and an image of the cover too.
Yes, just a little shot.
Yeah, and, okay, an image of the cover. And I just wanted to, I'm very proud of my book designer because she had this brilliant idea of doing
The
inside.
cover, inside the cover,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
inside the cover
Same
jack,
as the
yeah.
jacket,
That's great,
so-
yeah. Great
It's got a
idea.
dust cover, that's really good.
That's very nice.
It is a nice cover.
Shall I sign this to you?
Please, that would be wonderful, yes. All right, anybody else have anything? Come on up. Ladies first.
Where am I supposed to stand?
Right here in front of the T.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, my name is Rose Patrick. I just had my latest book published. The name of it, the title of it is Are You Sure? I Said I Thought This Was a Good Idea. It's totally true. I gotta say it's totally true because you won't believe it if you read it. When the last kid left home, took the dog with him, my husband and myself sold everything that we could, parked the rest in my kid's garage and took off for the mountains. Florida Flatlanders, had no idea what the heck we were doing. It's a wonder we survived, but it was hilarious and I would do it over again in a minute. I was rushing out of the house. I didn't bring a book with me, but it is on Amazon. Also, Woman's World magazine, May 23rd issue has my latest story on page 48. So if you read Woman's World magazine, you turn to page 48. That's the
That's
best
a
one.
romance.
No,
that little
it's
romance?
Guardian Angel.
Guard, I read that
You
just
did?
last night. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Once
There we
again.
go. There we
really
go.
true.
See? Good reviews, good reviews.
Yeah.
Where are the mountains?
Oh, I'm sorry. Blowing Rock, North Carolina.
Oh.
And one of the reasons I wanted to speak is because I've been in touch with some of the shopkeepers and the library. I'm going to have a book signing in the library,
Nice.
or in front of the library. And some of the shopkeepers are going to put my book in for consignment because it's about that area.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Blowing
Very
Rock
good.
and Boone area.
What's your name again?
Rose
Rose
Patrick.
Patrick.
Padrick.
And she's on the website.
She's on our website, yes.
Yeah, I don't make it here very often, but I'm there.
She's not an old member, but she's one of our.
Periodic, sporadic.
There we go. All right. Veterans, that's a good word. There we go. Thank you so much, Rose. All right, young man, come on up. All right, front of the T, sir.
My name is AJ, and I'm new. I did it. I signed in last month, and I published some books on Amazon, self-published, and that is all.
That is all. What are they about?
One of them is about mythology,
Okay,
and then there were some others.
okay.
They're not good.
Send,
Well, you know what, now you're gonna perfect your art now.
have,
You enjoyed the guild.
have it, please have them send us.
Yeah, can you
The
send
webma-
us the webmaster at swig.org, if you can send them one of your pictures of a cover and just a 100 word bio, then we'll get you on our website, because you're a member, so you get free publicity. All right, that's one of the good things about being a guild member. All right, so is that all? Okay, come on up, sir. Go around this way and then stand in front of the T.
Right here?
Right there, in front of the T, right there. A
He's
little
okay.
farther. He's good? Okay.
He's okay.
Okay, perfect, come on.
My name's Jack Rochester. I'm a member. And my story today is 9 years ago this month, with another person, I co-founded something called Fictional Cafe, an online zine to publish fiction and poetry, creative nonfiction, art, and podcasts. And last Monday, we surpassed 1,000 members of our coffee club in 74 countries.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Good. That's more members than me have, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Fictionalcafe.com.
Nice.
And
Very good.
it's totally free. I want to talk to you about this some more later.
Okay,
But we don't charge anything for you to submit your work, and we don't pay anything if we do publish it. But we are a group of 8 baristas. We like to call ourselves baristas, our little coffee club, and we read and study what you submit and look for really good stuff to publish, and have gained something of a reputation for doing good work. So
very good. Thank you.
thank you.
So what if
Are
you
you
like
accepting
tea?
of
Are you
tea
still
or-
accepting?
We're still accepting?
Are you still accepting if you like tea and not coffee?
Oh yeah.
I figured I'd throw that in there.
Question over here too.
That's what I asked.
Oh, okay.
But no Diet Coke.
No Diet Coke, okay, no Diet Coke.
Yeah,
No, that does not
Jeff,
in the category.
will you send me a thing about that to webmaster at SCWG.org?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, are we done? Can we move on now? All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, next one.
There you go. I guess we'll check that out.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
we're gonna talk about the state of the guild, all right? We were supposed to do it last month, but because we had all those technical difficulties with the speaker, and then she had to go really, really fast, and it was a little bit of a problem to get the financials out. Anyway, so, basically, we, last year what we did, well, this past year, we gave one of the students of Brevard County, we gave them a scholarship, a $2,000 scholarship. Okay. We donated some toys for the Toys for Tots around Christmas time. What else did we do? We just, you know, we're just trying, we're going to all the Cocoa Village festivals. So there's 4 per year. So we did 4 last year, and we already finished our second this year. And I am constantly, you know, getting people to sign up to become members. I push the guild like there's no tomorrow, you know. Anytime I see anybody who goes, oh, I'd love to write, well, join the guild right away, you know, because we get a lot of passerbys, you know, in those festivals. We did the book festival also in Cocoa Village, but it was just a book festival, and that was quite successful. We didn't have a lot of authors, but for the first time after, of course, you know, the COVID period rest, it was pretty successful, so we're really happy about that. We're probably going to do that again next year. So that's it. We're trying to get, we're trying to create committees to do, you know, to take care of all our, like the short story contest and the short story anthology, and also our poetry anthology and the Don't Our Grow Award. So, because there's the 4 things the major things that we do every year are these 4 things. And so we would like to do committees so it's not always the same people doing all the work. So if you have any interest, and I'm going to be talking about that again, I'm going to get on that subject again. And then, you know, we try and have speakers who are always experts in the field of writing, who have either published books or were editors, or they know a lot about marketing, you know, Amazon ads, Facebook ads, et cetera, et cetera. So anything that has to do with the craft of writing and promoting your writing. So that's what we try to do. So if any of you ever have any suggestions of somebody that you think that would be a good speaker, please send them my way. I'm always looking for good speakers. And if you yourself would like to speak, please let me know. Because we can put together, you're like, oh, I don't know what to, but if you have some expertise of something, please let me know, and we'll have you come and speak. You don't have to speak for, you know, just probably about an hour and a half. That's about it, you know. So it's not a big deal. But
Even less.
Even less. Like, it depends on what you want to do. You can do more Q&A. You can do whatever you want to do. Anyway, we can work together with that. All right. So financials. So we have about $13,000 in the bank right now, and then we usually get, you know, normally what balances out is all the income that we get from the memberships, the income that we get from selling our books online and selling our books at the festivals and all that, compensates the expenditures for the website, because the website is a constant weekly update all the time. And then, you know, of course, there's a cost to the website, you know, every year. So that kind of like balances itself out. Then we have other things that we like to do. For example, the scholarship was something new that we introduced this year, which is, we're thinking of probably doing it next year again, but we'll see. I have to get with the Brevard County schools and see how to do that. We want to make it like a regular thing, you know. And growth. Okay, so when I first started the Guild back in 2019, I think 2019. Anyway, we had about, I would say about 80 members. Okay, we are no, we didn't have 80 members.
I'm shaking my head over something else.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
Cindy Foley, everybody, she's our immediate past president. She's president. She groomed me and, you know, taught me all the little tricks and all that stuff. So, anyway,
You
and
know
I'm
how
very
many we
grateful to
have?
her.
Off the top of your head?
Well, I thought we had 130 at that time when I went out, but I may be wrong, so.
I think we had under 100. I think I remember, pretty much. Anyway, so we are up to 150 members and counting. So we've really gained a lot of members. So that's because just hearsay, you know, just people that talk to other people and just hearsay. That's all it is. It's very, very easy. But there's a lot of people who want to write and who write, especially in Florida. There's a lot of, there's a lot of, you know, retirees and snowbirds and all that. So they got time on their hands. What do they want to do? They want to write. They want to write about their life story, or they want about an experience that they had, or they want to write about, you know, expertise in like fishing or crocheting or whatever. So we have a lot of different kind of writers, not just fiction, you know. We have nonfiction, you know, we have all sorts, so which is really good. And that's all I have. So you want to talk a little bit about the website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where would you like me to stand?
Right there. Perfect.
Okay, I'm Dan Fisher. I am Mr. Joanne. I've been doing the website now for what, about 3 years?
3 or 4 years,
Yeah, something like that. So we're using basically the regular website builder, and we ran out of space, and so we had to go to something else. So I went to what's called WordPress, which is pretty much a standard website builder. They call it content management system is the technical word for it. So it gives us total unlimited flexibility. I can put as many people on there as I want, and I don't run out of room, I don't run out of space, and it's fairly reasonable charge. So my goal is to have everybody in the guild who has published something, and if you put something in the
Anthologies.
in the anthology, you're published. You're an author. So I want to put everybody who's an author, who's published something on the website. If you have something you published, not only do you have a page, or do you have your mugshot, I mean your headshot on the Our Authors page, or the Our Poets page, which we now have, thanks to Rose
Yes.
Batista, the other Rose. And Cindy's involved in that, and some of the other people. So now we've expanded into Our Poets, but you also, when you put out something new, we put you on the
The news page.
news page,
or
new and
hot or
whatever
something.
it's called.
We
I
haven't
wrote it,
decided
I
yet.
you'd think I would know the name of it, right? Old guy. But anyway, so you're on there. When you put something new out, let me know, please. Webmaster@scwg.org. And I will get it on there very, very quickly. We have a whole bunch of clicks, and last week was kind of a week out of hell. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up with kind of a summary of how many visits we have, our most visited page, and I'll have a handout available for next meeting. What? Huh?
It blacks out and just comes right back.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so that's basically it. The website is in good shape. We get lots of clicks and
cross links.
Hmm?
Cross clicks.
And cross-linking. If you have, one of the things that I really press is, I want to put your website, if you have a website, I want to know about it. I want to put your URL for your website on our page. In return for that, you guys should put a link to SCWG.org, because
On your website.
that boosts both of our websites in the search rankings. It boosts both of us. So it's mutually beneficial. So if you have a website, please put our URL somewhere on your, hi, I'm a member, about us or whatever, and put, I'm a member of Space Coast Writers Guild, SCWG.org, and I'll do the same.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good. And that is it. So does anybody have any questions about the guild? All right.
I have a question on the,
Yes, go ahead.
on the website. If I want to change my email, can I go to the website and change it?
For the emails?
You can send me an email. I will go ahead and change it on Stripe, which is our payment thing. I'll
Yeah.
change your email on there, and then next time when you get your notification, you'll get to your new email.
You
So
can
send
send
me
it
an
to
email.
either jfisher
Jay Fisher.
or
Yeah,
you can
know
send
it.
it to Webmaster, and I'll
Okay.
hand it over to her.
All right. Is that why I never got any response for the judging of the contest, short story contest, because you changed your email? Is that probably why?
I sent you
You did? Okay. Yeah, I don't, maybe I didn't get it, I don't remember.
Okay.
Anyway, that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
All
go
right.
ahead. All right, so committees, okay, again, I was gonna talk about that again. So if you have experience in publishing books, editing books, proofreading books, covers, anything that you can do. We don't have to meet in person. You can do a Zoom, Facebook, room meetings, something like that, and just put our heads together and we can put this anthology together, because we can use all the help that we can get. And sometimes, more ideas are better than just two people's ideas and things like that, so. Poetry anthology, same thing. So if you again we're gonna be publishing another, where's mine? Here. This fall, we're gonna have it out for Christmas, we're gonna have another poetry anthology. So this is only poems, and poems have to kind of stay on one page and all that. So if you have experience in publishing poems or prose, please let us know. We'll put you on the committee. We have a couple of people already on the committee, but we can always use some more. Again, the more the better, the more the merrier. Again, we need editors, proofreaders, experts with Amazon KDP. Now, how many people here have published a book? See, there you go. See, look how many experts we have in this room. Okay, so.
How many of us have hired experts to do these?
You've done that, okay.
Because we're not.
Because you're not. Well, I mean, I understand if you're not, if you have someone to do it for you, okay, that's understandable, but how many of those have had people to publish their book for them? Let me see.
Publish a book for them.
Yeah, okay, so 3. So the rest of you are experts. I consider you experts, okay? There you go. All right, so please volunteer, okay, if you can. Send me an email or send an email to the BOD, which is Board of Directors at scwg.org, okay? All right, very good. Yes,
If you don't consider yourself an expert, but I'd like to help, then what?
you want to help?
But I don't consider myself an expert.
Well, you can, no, that's not true. You're an expert in something, I promise you.
And the more hands, the better.
Correct, correct. All right, proofreading, you know, formatting, anything that you can do, please, like, we need help. We really need help. So, anyway, all right, the next one, please. All right, so the short story anthology is, the submissions are open now. I moved the date to June 30 because we only got about 10 stories. So I'm like, okay, time to move the submission date. So, because we want to have a nice full book, you know, we don't want to have just a few stories in there. So again, if you're a member, you get to submit 2 stories, okay? Now, no poems, no prose, none of that. Short stories, maximum 5,000 words, okay? Now, all the details are on our website, okay? So again, visiting the website all the time, we encourage you to do that. But anyway, so it's double spaced, Times New Roman, size 12, and no more than 5,000 words. That's pretty much the basics. And you get 2 stories, of course, about hope, okay? Now, hope is a very vast subject, so it could be anything that has to do with hope in it, okay?
It can be nonfiction as well, right?
Yeah, nonfiction, fiction, you can do a screenplay. We had a screenplay one year. Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it. So yeah, whatever you want to do. There's just no poetry or prose or any of that. So for this year, that would be for our poetry anthology. So again, all you have to do is email me if you want more information, or email the webmaster. And did you get a raffle ticket? Did you get a raffle?
I just did, yeah. You just
Awesome. Perfect.
Oh,
no. Give it back to the bowl. I'll give you.
Probably mine.
Oh, that's.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. You already picked the winner. I'll let you pick the first ticket. Okay, how about that? All right. So, any questions on the short story anthology?
You just did that to write a comedy.
Yes.
I do have a question.
Yes.
So if we were enter this contest,
No, this is not a contest.
no, but we
Yes.
just had a contest.
We just had a contest, yes.
So are those automatically in, or you have to resubmit them, or whatever?
No, you don't have to resubmit them, but if the winners would like their story in the anthology, absolutely not a problem. We'll put them in there, but because some people, we have to ask first, because some people will submit their stories to other contests, so they don't want them they don't want them published, because you know they have to be unpublished, right? So it all depends on the person, but if they do, no problem, we'll put them in there. All right, so again, what he said before, we're always updating our hot new pages. Send us your latest writings, books, articles, poems with a short bio, about 100 words, headshot, small headshot, or halfway. Like, it doesn't have to be it could be a bust or whatever. So, do you offer services? Do you edit, proofread, critique services? Okay, cover art services, publishing services. Let us promote you. Send us your email, your information. Then webmaster@swig.org. And if you want a cover of your latest book or your creation or whatever, or your picture, Amazon link, if you have an Amazon link to your books or whatever link you have, headshot and a short bio about the size of a tweet, 100 words, pretty much. Yeah.
This is
We've
all on the
extended.
website, right?
This is all for the website, yes.
It's already on the website, though. We can find this information. I'll have to copy all this.
No, this is just to inform you that if you want to be featured on the website as our author or our poet, this is what we need from you.
But she wants to
But
know.
this is on there.
Yeah, she wants to know if she can find
Yeah,
that
yeah,
information.
it is on there.
That is not specifically, but now that, it'll go on.
It'll be on there. It'll be on the resource page.
It'll be on the resources page,
Okay,
yeah.
so this is crucial for exposure as a writer. If you want to be publicized, you need to send your information, and then vice versa. So on your website, like he said, put our website on there so we get the cross links.
And maybe put this in your next email if you haven't
Yeah,
already.
maybe I'll put
Yeah.
that in the next email. That's a good idea. Okay, any questions on that? All right. Giveaways. All right, so today we have 2 giveaways. We're gonna give away a hard copy of Reflections, and we're gonna give a Brevard Scribbler's Written in the Sun anthology. Okay? So, let's start. I'm gonna have the bad guy over there.
Joe.
Yes.
First winner.
Okay, I'll.
It says I won.
All right, let me read the number. Because you know what? I do my glasses too. Okay, everybody ready? Winner is 826
Yes.
97
Yep,
35.
that's me. That's me.
All right, come on up. Here we go. So you're
Well,
gonna
since I
get
donated that one, I
you're
guess.
gonna get the reflection. Can you please say who you are
Oh,
for the camera?
all right.
It's just your
well.
little penance you have to take.
Hi parents, I'm Linda Paul, and I'm a member of this club and also the Scribblers of Brevard, and
There
also
we
the
go.
Willamette Writers of Portland, Oregon, my old club. I can't seem
Okay.
to let go.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. With,
And she's the ukulele lady.
oh yeah,
The
she was in the
library.
ukulele. Man, you're talented. You guys are talented.
Yeah.
Because I was waiting around because when we came this morning, we came a little bit early, so there was another group of in here that was just chit chatting, whatever. So I went to the library and I kind of browsed around, and I was hearing them, and they're fantastic. Love
Oh,
it. Very good.
We had a
Very
small
well
group
done.
today too. Sometimes
yeah?
there's a lot of people there.
Right. That's good. Okay, so the second book we're going to give away is going to be Brevard Scribblers Written in the Sun. Okay, so the winner gets to.
Oh, pick one.
Yes.
Try not to pick Nick, cause he's the.
Don't pick Nick. Don't pick Nick. All right. Maybe he's going to be the winner. You watch. Okay, so the winner is 826 9717. All right, come on up.
Bingo.
Come on up. Just tell the people who you are, and that's it.
I'm really nervous talking in front of people. I'm Sheila Gillis, and I actually joined the Guild in 1982 by being urged by another author, Patrick Smith, and then life got in the way, so I just came back. But
Well, you're gonna be talking for our 40th anniversary, which we got something really nice.
oh, cool.
We're setting up something really nice. So so she's gonna be one of the first speakers on the 40th anniversary. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay. Very
Do we
good.
have you on our website yet?
Well, she's going to be on the website. Hang on a sec. All right, next. Okay, and now the winners of our short story contest.
Drum roll, please.
All right. We're going to start with number 5, Jessica Broyles, who is a member of the board. She already knew. So do you want to tell us about your story, the title, and all that?
Oh, I didn't know I was gonna do that. Okay, it's Lucinia T-Bird. It's a short story about a person who is grieving the loss of her mother, and without going into too much detail, she ends up being murdered, the mother, and should I tell you that?
No, just.
Okay, so anyway, that's
Now,
my
let me
short
ask
story.
you a question before you leave. Would you be willing to have it published in our anthology?
Oh, but is it about hope though?
I don't know. What do you think? If you want it in there, you can. Otherwise, you can say no. It's up to you.
Hope chooses no one.
Yes.
Think about it.
Well,
Think about it.
oh, let me
can
think
act-
about
all right.
it because
Perfect. We can also have the first 5 stories could be the winners of the anthology, that, the contest that don't have nothing to do with the anthology,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
if you
just
want,
that-
if you want.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll think about it.
All right, think about it, no problem. Thank you and congratulations. All right. Second is Stephen Charles.
Second?
No, sorry, fourth.
Fourth.
I apologize. Thanks, Cindy, thank you, Cindy. Okay, so he's not here. All right, so he won for his story, oh, who's got the title? Do you have the title?
Somewhere.
Because I didn't write the titles on the envelopes, my bad. Well, you know what, let me open it up here. All right. So this is the certificate that we got. So short story, 4th place, I Got You by Stephen Charles. Okay? So I'm gonna be asking him if he wants to post it on our website. No, sorry, on the anthology. All right, very good. So 3rd place is John Contup. John, come on up here. Is that correct? Did I pronounce it correctly? Did I pronounce your name correctly?
No, that's okay. There's no penalty today, though.
All right. Congratulations. How do you
Thank
pronounce
so
your
much.
last name?
Thank you. It's actually a Greek name, so it's
Greek?
John Contupe.
Contupe.
Think
Okay,
of a
come on over here.
toupee
Stand
and-
over here, John.
The toupee that I badly need, CON. So this was, and I'm a spiritual person, so I believe that whoever leaves us surrounds us for life. So I believe that my mother is here next to me, accepting this as well. This was a story about her and her passing and my grieving process through that, and a responsibility and a commitment that I had to make to her in her living years and continue to do that in her passing years. So I'm honored and thank you, and yes, I would love to have it as part of the anthology,
Okay.
and I will submit 2 more for Hope.
Wonderful.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you again, John. We appreciate it. All right.
What was the title,
That was a good
please?
story.
My goodness.
The 3 hairs on her chin.
Right.
It was a very good story. I was moved by
Are
that.
these stories available on the site?
We'll see. I'm gonna reach out to them and I'm gonna ask them if they wanna post the stories. We can post like a link or just a document or something.
Yeah, I can,
If they're in your anthology, more people will buy it.
Yeah,
And if
that's
you
a good
publish it
idea.
free.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask either way.
and I can post them on the website
So
too.
John already said yes, so we're good for John. All right?
All right.
Okay. Number 2. Terry Freelander. There you go, Terry. Congratulations, sweetie. Oh, your story was amazing too.
Oh,
Loved it.
thank you. So my story is about caller ID, and it's a story where you kind of like go back to the old days when caller ID was *69. It wasn't right on your cell phone, and how that brought me to an adoption situation. So it's a story of hope for sure. So that
Yes.
would definitely fit in. So thank you very much.
You're
I'm very
welcome.
excited.
Good job. Okay, we come to the final winner. Sheila Gillis. Come on up. We're done with you yet. All right, so Sheila, are you go ahead and read the story for us?
I'm gonna try.
All right, go ahead right here. Stand in front of the TV. Wonderful.
Okay. Refills are free. Stay here as long as you need, honey. The chatty waitress with the Bev name tag topped off her coffee for the 3rd time. Small town friendly. That your truck out front? Marley glanced through the dirty glass window. That's Buttercup. If you're looking for work, call this number. Bev set down a note with Thurston Gaines International and a phone number on it. Marley stared at it, gulped down her coffee, gathered her bag, and walked to the payphone next to the checkout. The woman that answered scheduled an interview immediately. She hurried to change clothes in the diner restroom, then tossed a couple dollars on the counter. Bev was on a cell phone, so Marley mouthed a silent thank you, waved, and jogged to her truck. Bev watched her leave. She's on her way. Tell TJ he owes me. Marley sat on the edge of a leather wingback chair in front of a giant mahogany desk. Her eyes scanned the room for clues to what kind of business it was. She was desperate, with enough money in her pocket for one more night in a cheap hotel and a little gasoline for Buttercup. In reality, without this job, she'd be forced to live in Buttercup. That scared the bug juice out of her. She couldn't remember the last time she fed her growling stomach something besides black coffee. Back straight, don't fiddle with your hair, don't wiggle, proper posture, knees together. A familiar voice filled her head. Smile, not too eager, not too casual. Her mother, dead 10 years, continued to nag. The term rest in peace would never apply to dearly departed Mary Jane Littlefield. Bless her heart. Marley tapped the face of her cheap watch impatiently. Her interview was with Thurston Gaines. An old man's name? The owner? She'd use her manners. Old people expect good manners. She stood quickly when the door opened, hand extended for a handshake. Paralyzed, she found herself face to face with the most handsome man she'd ever laid her baby blues on. Oh boy, not old at all. Far from it. Her heart raced as she continued to hold his hand firmly in her grasp. He grinned. She froze in place. Hello, I'm Thurston Gaines, TJ, short for Thurston Jr. You must be Marley Little. He tugged his hand loose and leaned back against the front of his desk. Please have a seat. His deep Texas drawl sent a shiver up her spine as he motioned to the chair she'd vacated. I'm losing my voice. So I'll let her put it in the anthology if you want to read the rest of it.
Let me finish reading.
Okay.
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 Here you go, Sheila.
Oh.
That's yours.
Oh,
All right.
sorry.
Okay. Okay. Speechless, she turned to sit. In the process, the right heel of her thrift store shoe snapped off. Thrown off balance, she pitched forward, certain to face the plant into the fancy carpet at the man's feet. TJ's muscled arm snatched her midair, slamming her against the brick wall of his chest. The sound of his laugh rumbled through her body. Not a good sign. At least her interview would be memorable. The voice of Mom was silent, most likely busy rolling in her grave. Marley felt heartburn slowly up her neck as she cased her gently down into the chair. It's Marley, right? You okay? He crossed his beefy arms, waiting for her to speak. She nodded, knowing she'd be blown of any chance of getting the job. Her eyes darted around the room, frantic to escape before she died of embarrassment. She intrigued him. TJ lowered himself into the chair beside her, blocking any chance of an exit. He smiled when she blew out a breath of frustration. He picked up her application and nonchalantly pursued it. She watched him, the darn smirk glued on his face. She'd exaggerated on the application. Okay, all of it was exaggerated. She'd been in a hurry. His amusement irked her. She leaned over, slipped off her broken heels, pulled her purse strap up on her shoulder, and started to rise. The interview isn't over, he spoke without looking up. His hand circled her arm to gently pull her back into the chair. The job is yours if you want it. She jerked loose of his hand, jumped to her now bare feet, and finally found her voice. I don't need a pity job. Oh crap, why did she say that? She did need this job, pity or not. You sure? He actually laughed out loud, stretched out his long legs, and crossed his boots at the ankle as he looked up at her. No, I didn't mean that, she sighed. I would very much like the job. She sank back into the chair. When can you start? His expression turned serious. Now, today, tomorrow, as soon as possible. Says here, you've been an executive assistant for years. You're aware it's a 24-hour-a-day salaried position, and you're required to reside on the premises. She didn't know anything about the job truthfully, but if it came with an apartment, all the better. Of course, she raised her chin as if the mere question was beneath asking. Well then, the apartment is upstairs. Do you need help moving your things? I can manage. It's just me. I travel light. She wasn't about to tell him that everything she owned was downstairs in her truck. Very well. TJ tapped the button on the desk. Seconds later, a gray-haired woman entered. This is Marley Little, my new executive assistant. He turned to look at Marley. You always dress up, or do you own some comfortable shoes and jeans? Mrs. Owen glanced at the heels Marley held up by the strap, then to her bare feet. Wardrobe malfunction, Marley stated, the matter of fact. She looked back at TJ. Yes, of course, I have comfortable clothes and shoes. Good. Mrs. Owen, will you do paperwork? You can change and meet me back here in an hour. I'll give you the tour. He stood, walked around to sit behind the desk. Thank you for the chance, she whispered. His grin returned. His eyes followed as the two women left the office. Perhaps you'd like to go change first while I get your paperwork ready, Miss Little. Thank you, Mrs. Owen. I appreciate that. She held up her shoes. I'll be back in a flash. She smiled as she headed to the elevator. Instead of waiting for it, she pushed the heavy door marked stairs inside the stairwell. She allowed a moment to savor the joy of being employed, tossed her shoes in the trash can, hiked her skirt, and took the stairs two at a time. TJ watched the security footage of the stairwell. Sorry, threw back his head and laughed at her actions. God, it felt so good to laugh out of the darkness. She was out of her jacket before she reached the alley where she'd parked. She dug jeans and boots out of her duffel, looked around to make sure no one was looking, then slid down the scat to shimmy into her jeans. She replaced her dressy blouse with a fuzzy pink sweater. Lastly, she pulled the bobby pin from her hair, climbed out of the truck, bent over, brushed her long tresses, then tied it into a scrunchie. Duffel slung on her back, she locked the door and sprinted back into the building. TJ stood looking out of his office window, grinning down at the bright yellow pickup parked below his window. She was hungry, out of options. Fate was making this way too easy. Even desperate, she had sass. He liked that a lot. He'd smiled more in the last hour than he had in years. Mrs. Owen tells me you're taking over my job. Hired someone, did you? Thurston Sr. approached TJ and clamped a hand on his shoulder. I did. She's mine, he chuckled. You can hire your own. TJ patted his dad on the back. I gave her the apartment. Interesting. It's good to see you back in the office, son. I've always wanted you to return to the helm. Are you ready? Not yet, Dad. Soon, when this project is over. Thurston filled TJ in on the family news, chatted about sports, and genuinely enjoyed the rare visit with his son. Loud voices drew their attention to the outer office. They spotted Marley, with her fists defiantly on her hips, head bobbing side to side. No, everyone does not have a cell phone, and there's no law that says you have to have a bank account to deposit your paycheck. TJ rushed over and took Marley's arm, leading her to the elevator. Thurston Sr. pulled out Mrs. Owen's chair. Come on, Marjorie, I'll buy you dinner. You think that boy knows what he's doing? Thurston Sr. leaned in to whisper, I think that a little force of nature is exactly what TJ needs. She's a fighter. Well, straightened out the paperwork later. TJ assured Marley as he ushered her into the elevator. He winked at his dad as the doors closed. When they stopped at the third floor, he inserted a key in the doors, opened to a marble entryway. Wow, she couldn't hold back her astonishment at the opulence of the place. He liked the dazzled look on her face. Her eyes sparkled as he showed her around. He didn't tell her it was a personal apartment. After all, he hadn't used it once since he stepped down as president. He knew Marley faked her credentials. He didn't care. He'd paid Bev to give her the information that led her to him. This is your kitchen. Let's see what the staff stocked in your refrigerator. He opened up the double door and grabbed himself a beer. Want one? He offered. She wasn't sure if it was a test. Am I on the clock? She hesitated. Always, but if I have one, you should have one too. You know, I don't think you have to drink alone, unless you prefer wine. He opened up a wine drawer and showed several bottles of wine. Beer, thank you. She reached to take it. After the tour, they returned to the living room where he explained all the remote features of lighting the fireplace, the sound system, closing the blinds, and setting the alarm. She got him a fresh beer and opened another one for herself. Beer on an empty stomach in front of a new boss? Making bad choices is what got you into this mess in the first place. Ah, dear old mom was back. Great. Marley tipped her beer in an imaginary toast and took an unladylike swig. She turned to catch TJ staring at her. Mom was probably right about the alcohol. She slipped off her boots and leaned back on the opposite end of the couch from DJ and sighed. Then rolled her head in his direction. Okay, I might not know what comes with being an executive assistant, but I'm not stupid. So, what's the deal, Mr. Gaines? Call me TJ, please. Tell me your story first. Why are you running? He set his beer on the table and reached to pull her now bare feet up on his lap, then covered her legs with a throw from the back of the couch. Her guard was down, tipsy from the beer and tired from always being afraid. She had to trust someone sometime. Today may as well be the day. She pointed a finger at him. You, sir, are a very nice man. You saw through me and still gave me a job, place to live, hell, even put food in the refrigerator. Why would you do that? Unconsciously, he massaged her feet, soliciting an eye roll from Marley as if the weight of the world had been lifted. She was about to trust a perfect stranger with her life. Literally. She closed her eyes as her body relaxed. She was just so tired. My real name is Annie Marley Littlefield. I changed it to Marley Little so my brother's people couldn't find me. She looked at him through half-closed eyes. Not a big enough change, babe. Go on. He motioned for her to keep talking. I grew up with my very proper, albeit poor mother years ago. She died in a mysterious car accident. After a few years in foster care, I aged out and got a job at a diner. There was little room in the back that they let me stay for a little while. I bought my truck and eventually found a cheap place to live. I was doing good enough anyway, proud of what I had accomplished on my own. Arlen, my brother, on the other hand, grew up with our rich father, with a silver spoon childhood. We found out about each other at the reading of the will. TJ raised an eyebrow. Shocker for us too. At first I thought how nice it'd be to have a little extra money, not have to decide between food or paying the light bill kind of money. Come to find out it was big money, really big. Arlen expected to inherit it all. Father's will was stipulated. We live as a family at his mansion and run everything equally. I said no thanks. I do just fine on my own. Unfortunately, my refusal costs Arlen his half too. The only way around it is if one of us dies. The other gets it all. TJ whistled softly. After the will was read, my brake lines were cut. So I packed my stuff, tossed my cell, took what little money I had and ran. Arlen has a month left to find me. Change my mind or kill me. None of which I'm agreeable to. This is where my money ran out. Funny telling you makes it feel a lot less scary. She stretched and yawned. If I could stay here tonight, I can figure something else out tomorrow. I don't want anyone to be in danger because of me. Why did you hire me knowing I lied? The last words came softly, sleepily. He watched her eyes flutter closed, her breathing even out as she dozed off. He waited until she was sound asleep before he rose, carried her to the bedroom, and tucked a blanket around her. Softly, he closed the door. Not on my watch, honey. Not happening. He chugged the last of his beer, double-checked the security alarm, and stretched out on the couch. He pulled the throw with her scent on it across his shoulders and adjusted so that the revolver of the small of his back was easy to reach. By habit, he felt under the sofa, checking the rifle tape there. Work had become a lot more interesting. He smirked. Checkmate, Arlen Littlefield. Contract canceled. You'll never get her. Confident he was as good at protection as he was at culmination. She belonged to him now. She just didn't know it yet. Sorry, I butchered it. I'm sorry. It's a good story. I like the story. Thank you. So you're good in putting it in okay, very good.
What was the title?
Title is Little Game.